The best manual backtesting software solutions right now are Forex Tester 5 and NakedMarkets, but which one is better? Hi, I'm Hugh, and in this video, I'll give you a complete comparison of Forex Tester 5 versus NakedMarkets. I'll rate them in 10 different categories, and I'll show you which one is the best. All right, let's get into it. All right, here are the 10 categories that I'm going to judge each of the software on. In each category, I'm going to give the software a rating between 1 and 5, with 5 being the highest or the best. Now, the first category is ease of use. How easy is the software to use overall? How well is it laid out? How intuitive is it? Stuff like that. So that's going to be the first category. So let's take a look at that. All right, this is Forex Tester 5, and it looks very similar to other trading software out there, other trading platforms. And it's actually very easy to use. I like using Forex Tester. However, in Forex Tester 5, they switched over to this ribbon toolbar, and I'm not a fan of this. Number one, because it makes the toolbar pretty fat, and a lot of times I don't need to see the text under there. They do have an option where you can change back to the old style theme, but I got stuck on that theme the last time, so I don't want to go back and forth with that. I don't know if that bug has been fixed, so I'm just going to leave it like this. And on top of that, you get this, you get notifications which are actually ads, and I don't really like that. The downside of having such a fat toolbar or such fat icons in the toolbar is that you have to have more toolbars. So when you flip over to these other toolbars, things that could have been put on the toolbar, if the toolbar was skinnier, end up on another toolbar, and you have all these toolbars that you have to look at in order to use the functions in the software. So out of 5 points, I would give Forex Tester 4 stars, 4 points. But if we take a look at Forex Tester 4 for a second, as you can see, everything has been scrunched down. It's either in the menu or in this text menu here. It's either in the icon menu or the text menu. And I believe that this is a much easier way to use the software. And I think what they did with the menu in Forex Tester 5 was very much trying to make an improvement where there wasn't one necessary. So that's my opinion on that. Now let's take a look at NakedMarkets. It has a very streamlined icon toolbar at the top. Everything else is in the text toolbar, so the screen isn't cluttered up with a lot of words and a lot of text descriptions on the buttons. So that's fantastic. Everything you need, nothing you don't. And when you want to use rules, you can just open up the rules folders here and click and drag that onto the chart, which makes it really easy. And I'll get more into that later in this video. But out of 5 points, I would give NakedMarkets a 5. I can see that a lot of thought has probably gone into this because it's very simplified, very easy to use. And I can really appreciate the minimalist layout in this software. All right, so that's a 4 for Forex Tester and a 5 for NakedMarkets. Now let's move on to total cost of ownership. So how much does it really cost to own each of these programs? Are there recurring fees that you have to pay on top of the initial licensing fee? So let's get into that now. All right, so this is how much Forex Tester 5 costs. The regular price is $299, but they have a sale right now for $149, and that's the upfront fee. So you're paying about $150. They have these sales quite a bit. So the initial fee is going to be less on Forex Tester 5. If we hop over to NakedMarkets, and this is a lifetime license, that's going to be $269. So a little bit more. However, you have to take into account the data. So with the data plan on Forex Tester, I think you're going to be paying about $30. Yeah, so $29.99 is the monthly subscription to get updated data. If you want to get the lifetime data, I think the package is like, yeah, here you go, $539, right? So essentially to get the software plus lifetime data updates is going to be $539. With NakedMarkets, there is the lifetime data updates for free. They're included in the software. So that makes a huge difference in terms of costs. Now, if you did Forex Tester 5, sure, you could buy it for $149 and then do 1 month of data for $30, download the data, do your backtesting, and then maybe 6 months later, pay another $30 and download the data at that time. Also, that's one way to do it, but you wouldn't have the most updated data. And it really helps in backtesting to have as much data as possible. So overall cost of ownership on Naked Markets is going to be $269. With Forex Tester 5, it just depends on which package you go with. They do have a free data package, but it has very limited data. And Naked Markets has much more data in their free package. So Forex Tester is cheaper to get into up front, but if you want the updated data, it's actually going to be more expensive. So I would give Forex Tester a 4. I mean, it is still very reasonable compared to other solutions out there. It's a very low cost in my opinion. So it's not terrible, but that little data element is going to cost you extra. So for Naked Markets, it does have the data included. So for that reason, I'll give it a 5. And they have a lot of markets. They have futures, they have stocks, they have indexes, they have, what else do they have? Cryptocurrencies. So in terms of overall cost of ownership, Naked Markets is going to be less. The next category is speeds up backtesting. Does the software actually help you speed up backtesting or not? This is in comparison to doing manual backtesting where you have a spreadsheet or a piece of paper and you go through the charts and you write down your trades manually. So how much of an improvement is each of the software in this category? I first started using Forex Tester back in probably 2008 with version 2. And I've been using it for a long time, and it provides a significant improvement, or it really speeds up the process of backtesting compared to doing it manually. Now let's jump over to Naked Markets. And Naked Markets has all of that, but on top of that, they have rules. So you can create these rules of things you want to look for in terms of an entry signal or an exit signal. And you can actually drag that onto the chart and have the chart stop or place a trade when those things happen. So on top of the benefits that you get with Forex Tester, with the manual stuff, you can do some partial automation in Naked Markets, and that can really speed up the process. So for this category, I'm going to give Naked Markets a 5 and Forex Tester a 3. I'm giving Forex Tester a 3 because I believe that there could be a lot more that could be done in that software to speed up the process, like with what Naked Markets has done. And once you set up these rules, if you can put all of these rules into a complete trading strategy, not all trading strategies can be completely automated because some of them have some discretionary elements. But if there is a set of rules that you can put into a complete trading strategy, then Naked Markets will also help you test that faster by using a fast backtest. And this is more of an automated backtest. And the fantastic thing is you can start fully manual. You can build some of these blocks, some of these rules. You can use that in your manual backtesting, or if you can put that into a complete strategy, then you can use a fast backtest. And that's why I give Naked Markets a 5 versus Forex Tester 5 out of 3. Okay, now let's talk about data. I talked about total cost of ownership a little bit, but let's get more into the details on cost, quality, and availability. All right, in Forex Tester 5, again, you have to buy the premium data package if you want to get access to all of the markets. But these are the markets that they have. They have the major Forex pairs, they have the exotics, they have the crosses, and then they have some other things like futures, indexes, metals, and stocks from different countries. So you can see this like that. So a pretty good selection of data. The quality of the data is really going to depend on the market. Overall, Forex Tester's data is good, and it can really help with your backtesting. Now let's jump over to Naked Markets. Naked Markets has these markets available. Again, you don't have to pay any extra. It comes with stocks, others, indexes, futures, crypto, with the major markets, not too many there. It has Forex with the majors and the exotics and the crosses. Some futures markets, some S&P indexes, a lot of indexes from around the world. They just added this others category, and they also have some stocks from different countries. So it's a very wide selection of data, but I'm going to give the edge here to Naked Markets because you don't have to pay any extra to get the updates. So for Forex Tester 5, I'm going to give the data package a 3, mostly because you have to pay for it on an ongoing basis, or if you buy the lifetime, it's pretty expensive. And also, I don't think it has as many varied markets as Naked Markets does, although it does have some markets that Naked Markets doesn't have. So, there's always a trade-off there. Now I'm going to give Naked Markets a 4 on that because you can't import your own data into Naked Markets currently, and you can do that in Forex Tester 5. So that really helps if you can get some outside data sources to backtest with. So I'm assuming that they're probably going to add that later on in Naked Markets. But the data that most traders are going to be using to backtest will be the data that's in the software itself. So I believe that that should be as cheap, high quality, and available as possible. And I think that Naked Markets does a good job of covering most of the markets. So does Forex Tester 5, but I think both software packages could have a few more markets available. Now let's talk about overall program stability. And this means, does the program stay up? Does it do what you want? Does it freeze? Does it crash? And in this category, I'm going to give the advantage to Forex Tester 5. Keep in mind that Forex Tester has been around since 2006 or so. So they have had a long time to work out the bugs. And their first few versions were pretty buggy. Like version 2 was very buggy. It only got really stable around version 4. So simply because Forex Tester has been around for so long, I'm going to give a 5 to Forex Tester in stability. And for Naked Markets, it just got started in 2022. So there are still some bugs to be worked out. And this is very complex software. So there are going to be bugs, especially in the beginning. Forex Tester had them, and so does Naked Markets. But the team does a really good job of fixing the bugs right away. So you report the bug on their forum, and then on the next update, they will fix that bug. So I'm going to give Naked Markets a 3 in this category. It's still pretty new, but they are working out the bugs. Now let's move on to reporting. So what kind of information can you get about your backtest from each of these software solutions? The first thing I'm going to look at is Forex Tester 5, and this is one of the glaring issues with Forex Tester. They have not fixed this since version 1, and I believe that if you do a backtest, it's great if you can do the trades themselves, but the more important thing is to be able to analyze the trades, get the right metrics, and figure out, is this a good trading strategy? How can I make this better? And what Forex Tester 5 has is simply not going to help you out. So in Forex Tester 5, all you get is this profit chart. So you can go to charts and then profit chart, and it will show you the balance, equity, margin, and drawdown. On top of that, you can also see some very basic statistics about your backtesting that can be accessed through this statistics window. And you can see the days, months, total trades, average trades per month, etc. You can see gross profits. You can see information about trades, the income, and total return. And just very basic information. And if you really want to analyze your backtesting results in depth and get any type of useful information out of Forex Tester, you're going to have to export your file to Excel and use Excel to start looking at the different metrics. And that's just not acceptable, especially in version 5. Now, if we jump over to Naked Markets, we can see that it actually has a complete analysis suite, and this is fantastic. It'll give you the breakdown of your trading strategy by month and year. It'll show you the different graphs, profit, balance, absolute growth, and drawdown. And then you have these other tabs like overall stats, symbol analysis. You can analyze each symbol if you're backtesting multiple symbols at the same time. You have timing analysis here where you can see how the strategy performs during different days of the week, different hours of the day, different months of the year, etc. And it will give you a risk analysis in terms of risk of ruin and your maximum adverse excursion and maximum favorable excursion stats. It will also give you the trades list so you can see each individual trade and the growth on each trade. And it will also give you Monte Carlo analysis, which is a huge plus. And this will effectively randomize the order of your trades. So you will be able to see what your worst drawdown and what your worst losses would be if your trades were put in a random order. And this is very helpful because you can see kind of the worst case scenario, and you might start trading your system in a drawdown or a losing streak. So it's important to know, okay, what could my worst losing streak be? What could I expect in terms of max losses in a row? And information like that is very useful, especially on a psychological level. So in this category, I'm going to have to give Forex Tester 5 a 1 for reporting and Naked Markets a 5. I think it's pretty obvious why. And this is a huge differentiating factor between the two pieces of software. Now let's get into automation. How much of the backtesting process can you automate in each of the software solutions? So for Naked Markets, it's fantastic because it allows you to create these rules. So let's say that you have a rule about buying or selling once price hits a Bollinger Band. So you could set that rule up in the software and you could just use that rule by itself. So what you can do is you can set the rule and then set a condition so that the chart pauses when you have that rule. So let's say that when price closes beyond the Bollinger Band, you want to pause, and then you're going to enter a trade. So you can set that up. You can set that up as a setup rule, and then you can just drag that on the chart, and the chart will pause every time that condition happens, which is fantastic. And then you can also build other rules to go along with that. You can build exit rules, you can build order rules. So this is a huge benefit because you can have either partial automation on your backtesting, or if all of your rules allow it, you can have full automated backtesting in Naked Markets. Now in Forex Tester, you cannot create these building blocks or these rules and partially automate your backtesting. So for that reason, Naked Markets is much better in terms of automating the overall backtesting process. So in this category, I'm going to give Forex Tester a 1 because there is almost no automation possible outside of some pending orders. And they could really do a little bit more to help speed up the backtesting process. With Naked Markets, I'm going to give them a 5 because you can create partial automation or full automation inside of Naked Markets, and it's very easy to do. Now let's move on to adding custom indicators. So how easy is it to add custom indicators? Okay, I'll start with Forex Tester 5. I have had some custom indicators programmed for me, and I have that for sale in my store. But I needed to find a specialized programmer who could do that. Not everybody can write for Forex Tester, so that was a stumbling block. And in Forex Tester 5, they have a function where you can possibly import indicators, but in order for you to do that, you have to have the source code. And when I did some tests with uploading custom indicators to Forex Tester 5 from MetaTrader, it only worked about 50% of the time. So getting custom indicators in Forex Tester 5 is possible, but it's not too easy. Now with Naked Markets, although it is a newer software, it is actually a little bit easier to get custom indicators into Naked Markets because the team is a little bit more flexible and willing to work with traders. So they are working on a way to import MetaTrader custom indicators into Naked Markets, but they don't have that out yet. However, if you do contact them via their forum and you are a customer, they are willing to do custom conversions for you. So that's a huge benefit. And you know that somebody who knows about programming will be working on it, and they will do the best job possible as opposed to Forex Tester 5 where it's an automated process. On top of that, you can program your own indicators in Naked Markets. I think it uses C# or C++ or C++ or something like that. So it's a common programming language. You can just download Microsoft Visual Studio or something like that, and that will allow you to build your own indicators and learn how to code yourself. So when it comes to adding custom indicators in each of the software, I'm going to give Forex Tester 5 a 3 because it is possible, but in my experience, it only works about 50% of the time. For Naked Markets, I'm going to give it a slight edge because you can code your own indicators and they do have documentation on that. And they will help you convert some of your MetaTrader indicators into Naked Markets format. So that's a slight advantage for Naked Markets, but I think both solutions could be improved. And I'm really excited to see what Naked Markets is going to come out with next. Now let's move on to building custom EAs. These are expert advisors or trading robots. So these EAs are going to do part of the trading or all of the trading for your strategy. And in Forex Tester 5, they have this external website called Easy Forex Builder, and this will allow you to build some trading strategies without knowing how to code, and then you can export that to either MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, or Forex Tester. Now this sounds very good in theory, but I have used the platform and I've played around with it to build trading strategies, and the reality is you really can't build a viable trading strategy with this tool. I'm sorry to say that, but that's how it is. The logic for building trading strategies isn't quite there. And I see this as something similar to something like an EA builder, where you can only create some very rudimentary trading strategies, some very rudimentary indicators. But if you really want to create something that's tradable or something that's going to be used in real life, in my experience, Easy Forex Builder is not able to do that. Now in comparison, the Naked Markets Rule Manager has a lot more logic. You can use different types of rules to create different types of entries and exits, and it's a lot more flexible, and you can actually backtest real world trading strategies with the Rule Manager. And another great thing about the Rule Manager is that if you contact the Naked Markets team via their forum, and if you want something added to the Rule Manager, they are usually happy to do it for you for free. So in terms of building a fully automated trading strategy from building blocks, the rule manager inside of Naked Markets is a much better solution. The only downside, at least right now, is that you cannot export this to a MetaTrader EA. They are working on that, so that will come in the future. But right now, that's not possible. However, if you do have a complete trading strategy working inside the rule manager, you can take that logic and just send it over to a programmer, and the programmer can code it up for you. So for building custom EAs, I'm going to give Forex Tester a 1, and I'm going to give Naked Markets a 4. And I'm not giving Naked Markets a 5 because it doesn't have that export feature yet. However, that is coming, but it does allow you to actually build some trading strategies that you would use in real life. And the builder in Forex Tester 5, or the external website that Forex Tester 5 uses, I feel does not have enough logic to be able to build real world trading strategies. All right, finally, we have support. So there are basically two types of support. Number one is the day-to-day support. When you email them, do they email you back quickly? Are they helpful? Do they provide good information? The other type of support is the long-term software support. So when you ask them to fix a bug, do they fix it quickly? Do they add features that you were looking for? And how good are they at improving the software over each update? Now at Forex Tester, their day-to-day support is fantastic. I've always gotten a quick response from them. They've always been super helpful, and they've been able to either answer my question or solve my problem. So that's not an issue there. However, on the software side of support for Forex Tester 5, I feel like that they don't always update the software with the things that traders would actually use. I think a lot of times they put in elements that are a good idea on paper, but something that real traders might not use. And like I mentioned before, there's a glaring issue with the reporting in Forex Tester that has not been addressed. They don't have legitimate reporting. So for that reason, I'm going to have to give Forex Tester 5 a 3 on support. Like I said, day-to-day support is fantastic. Long-term support of the software, not so much. Now for Naked Markets, their day-to-day support is also fantastic. They answer the forums and the emails very quickly. They give good answers, and they actually solve problems. Where Naked Markets really shines is in the long-term support of the software. So if you go on their forum and you ask for an indicator, or you ask for a feature you want to see, they will usually do it for you at no cost, and that is fantastic. The latest feature that I saw they added was that they wanted a TradingView like interface. So now they have two types of interfaces. One is MetaTrader, one is TradingView, depending on what you like. And that's not an easy thing to implement, but a lot of people requested that, so they added that. And that's currently in the Naked Markets update. So that's just one example. And I've contacted them several times to request indicators. They actually just put a gap rule in the software for me so that I could backtest gaps, which is fantastic. So in terms of overall support, day-to-day and long-term support, I'm going to give Naked Markets a 5. And that gives Naked Markets a total score of 45 points versus Forex Tester at 28 points. So if you're looking for a manual backtesting software solution to backtest in Forex, stocks, futures, and cryptocurrencies, then I would highly recommend checking out Naked Markets, because it did do better than Forex Tester 5. Forex Tester was fantastic for a long time, but I kind of feel like they've dropped off and they have stopped innovating, and they're just kind of creating different versions of the same thing. So the only category where Forex Tester 5 really does have an advantage is in overall stability, and that's just because the software has been around longer. I'm very confident that Naked Markets will become very stable in the near future because they are doing so many bug fixes, and they are so good at fixing issues in the software. All right, so that's my analysis of Naked Markets versus Forex Tester 5. I believe Naked Markets is a much better product. If you want to get links to these products, they're provided in the description below. Those are my links, and they help support this channel. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe if you want to get more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.